I stuck around. I didn't feel like going back to Paris anyway. I'd found a heartfelt solitude which allowed me to work in a very disciplined way. I moved into the now defunct radio station to write what I thought was going to be the last chapter of my novel. But none of us knew that Dr. Farber was pursuing a new line of research, which would take us all onto another journey, down dangerous pathways, down into the garden of dreams itself.
This is no bad price, Mac.
For making people see yes?
Yeah.
If that's what you want, fine. I'll stay.
Good.
I'll even help you write the papers.
Fine.
But turn it around. We're leaving. And this old man's leaving with us.
Don't you think that's his decision?
No, that's our people's decision, Dr. Farber. You want to record pictures of his dreams.
Hurt your people.
You're my brother, Henry. That never changes. Never. You helped our people. And for that, I thank you. But I didn't understand what you wanted. If Rhonda hadn't...
Peter, no one ever did this before in the history of our planet.
And a damn good job, too.
Yeah.
Imagine what you could hang on your walls instead of my people's paintings. You could exhibit the inside of our heads, our dreamings, and all our old people's secret knowledge. You know that, Henry.
You think we want you walking through our dreamings with your fancy cameras?
You leaving too, Ned?
Yes, I'm gone with my people.
God almighty!
It's okay. He's in deep sleep.
What's he doing?
He's trying to record his own dreams. The technology is the same. He takes his brain signals and turns them into pictures on the screen.
That doesn't look very promising.
We'll see.
At first, only Dr. Farber could see the promise of his experiments. He and Carl worked around the clock, but the fruit of their labor seemed to be nothing more than a chaotic rhythm of digital noise, colors, and lights. But eventually, shapes began to emerge.
And Dr. Hume. And Dr. Freud. Oh, if only you could see us now.
When Sam could see the computer slowly finding its way through this new universe, he realized that in order to continue successfully, his father couldn't remain the only subject of his own experiments. Sam knew what he was expected to do.
Don't hurt him.
He's my son. You see, we know you. We know how your brain sees. And we're smart. We learn. What was just electricity to us yesterday is color today and movement.
shouldn't be seeing this.
Rhonda? Oh, Claire! Look at this. Made progress. A cacophony of brainwaves transformed into a symphony of colors and shapes. Biochemical images. If I were Sam, this would make me feel like honey. Music of the spheres.
This is so beautiful.
Beautiful. Wallpaper is beautiful. You're now looking at the human soul, singing to itself, to its own God.
I don't know about God.
But the God within us. Look at it. It needs nothing.
It needs everything.
Oh, nothing. Nothing, dear.
It will eat us up alive.
Never.
We should really stop this.
Stop it. How could we stop it? This is all we've ever wanted. This is what we feed on. How could we ever turn away from this?
We don't have the right.
Shit. There it goes again.
Look, that's his face. It's Sam's face.
I can see that.
He's frightened.
Maybe.
Can't you see?
You know what I think is going on here? I think the computer is doing it. The computer is interpreting. It's trying to transmit a visual equivalent of the dreamer's emotion. When did you ever see your own face in your dream? Huh?
I often see myself in my dreams.
You do?
You don't?
Never.
Aren't you? Come on. Aren't you even curious to know about your dreams?
Of course she is.
It's not very clear to me.
Is that all the computer will learn?
Well, if that's the worry, relax. We'll have them clear as crystal.
Relax.
Any day.
I don't really like my dreams. Mostly they're nightmares.
You have to look at it as if you were going to another planet, or it's like you'll be the first woman to walk
On Venus.
on Venus.
Venus.
Yes. You're not trying to tell us you're going to turn down a chance to see your own.
Come on.
And then we quit.
Huh?
And then,
And then we quit. And then we quit.
What does that mean?
And then we quit.
All right then. Yes, then we quit. It's a
We'll do
deal.
it?
It's a deal.
Will you do it?
Once.
Tonight?
Once.
Oh.
Oh, that's the way. Is that a promise?
No, she doesn't trust us.
Trying to.
She doesn't. Listen, no.
Claire was in no position to deny Henry Farber the chance of recording her dreams. Based on her successful transmission to Edith, she was the perfect candidate. She had transmitted more detailed visual information in her first seeing, provided more coherent memory patterns in her second. The computer considered her technically compatible.
What is the baud rate?
It's okay. There's no danger of overload.
Good.
Who could have known that sleeping inside her was the propensity for addiction?
Look. Look, it's me. I'm in front of the house we used to live in when I was 4 years old. I must have dreamed that all my life, and I've never remembered. I want to see this again.
Why don't you let us work on this, Claire? We'll have a much better image. You see, my suggestion is...
Sam,
isolate.
did you see that? It was me when I was little.
Just a minute.
Well, I suggest work on it and analyze it. And if it's successful, I'm sure it'll be quite easy.
I'll put it through.
Once she saw the lost world of her childhood, she was helpless against the desire to see more.
What if we take the total movement and limit it to the sightline aspect ratio?
If we take the primary dream data and match it...
In the weeks that followed, the laboratory became a beehive of activity. The computer constantly processed huge amounts of data. While one person slept, the others huddled around monitors, waiting, watching, wanting to see a dream. Soon they were hooked, all of them. They lived to see their dreams, and when they slept, they dreamed about their dreams. They had arrived at the island of dreams together, but in a short time, they were oceans apart. I watched helplessly as Claire and Sam were drowning in their own nocturnal imagery. They ignored each other and neglected themselves. The dreams which should have been flushed away with the first yawn were now their only diet, and thus became more and more concentrated. They made monsters for themselves that they could neither tolerate nor do without.
Each time I get to this part of this dream, it gets blurry. I'll dream this again. I can make that clearer. No, I can steer it into a whole new direction.
They wandered in and out of lost worlds. Feelings and figures emerged from a forgotten past. Their dreams became black holes of isolation. They suffered finally from a complete loss of reality.
Enfant, que je suis si heureuse. Et puis je tombe. Pourquoi elle tombe toujours? Ne me laissez pas toute seule. Pourquoi vous la laissez si seule? La chute. Le temps. La solitude. La peur.
Hello, Claire. How are you? Can I see?
No.
Please.
No.
No equation to explain the division of the senses. No sound to reflect the radiance of time. In the beginning is dream, halls of disorder, where we are swept to encircle dawn, strapped in a little car, racing through silence, trumpeting bliss. You could kiss the world goodbye.
Standing outside the courthouse in the rain, in the middle of all soul.
There's a line that should never be crossed. And we passed it a long time ago.
By the time I came to rescue Claire, the only thing she cared about was having fresh batteries for her video monitor.
Good luck.
If I'd given Claire the batteries for her monitor, then I could have been her friend. But I wouldn't, so I was her enemy. She would not let me touch her. She would not let me feed her. I wanted to help Claire, but I didn't know how. I thought she had to sweat them all out, all those false images she had absorbed. She'd fallen into the deep well of narcissism, and she had to climb out towards the light by herself.
Make it work. Jean, can't you make it work?
Can't, Claire. It's dead.
I'm dead. My heart is dead!
I'd always cherished the beginning of the gospel according to John. In the beginning was the Word. I was now afraid that the apocalypse would read, in the end, there were only images. I didn't know the cure for the disease of images. All I knew was how to write. Winter had once said to me, "Words won't help us now, Mr. Fitzpatrick," but words were all I had. Somebody must have collected the $500,000 award from the CIA. In another 20 years, the US government might tell me who it was. But not now. Not in this book. All I found out was that 2 men landed in a helicopter and took Dr. Farber back to the United States. I finally understood why Henry had wanted to transform brainwaves into images. His wife existed only in his dreams. He had sought her there and had found her. Well, not really her, his memory of her and his vision of himself.
It's time to pack up. Where's your son now, Dr. Farber?
Les oiseaux.
In the beginning was the Word.
Les oiseaux.
Words won't help us now, Mr. Fitzpatrick. I believed in words, and I believed in the magic and healing power of storytelling. So I did the only thing I could do. I continued to write Claire's story, hoping that she could read it one day. I wrote her healthy. I wrote her happy. I prayed that the truth of the words might still the screaming white birds in the sky.